are absolutely thrilled to be joined by the man who will be leading the charge for the United States as they face off against Mexico in the Nations League semifinal. Interim head coach BJ Callaghan, welcome to Afternoon Footy.
Thanks for having me.
We're so thrilled to have you here. Okay, I gotta ask, because it's been kind of an interesting path for you. From starting with Jim Curtin's staff in the Philadelphia Union, analyzing video, working with this guy right here, to now managing the U.S. men's national team in a semifinal against Mexico. Did you ever think that this was where you would end up, that your career would take this path?
No, I mean, you'd be crazy for me to think that way, and I'm not someone who even thinks that far in advance. So even when I was working with Jim and working with Charlie for those days, all I really tried to focus on was doing the best job that I could in the role that I was given. And fortunately, those moved me into different roles on different staffs, and as you said, kind of up the ladder.
Mm-hmm.
But no, and I'm just it's not something that I've thought about, but it's something that I'll embrace now that's what's called for, and it's another opportunity for the U.S. men's national team to compete versus Mexico, and I'm glad that I can lead us in this moment.
It feels like you have the right demeanor for this, to be kind of put in this position. You seem incredibly calm, cool, and collected. Have you always been that way as a coach?
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, I just try to remain in the moment, and again focus on what is needed, and being surrounded by good people, which I'm surrounded by a lot of great people in this environment, helps that, and I think that gives me the ability to remain calm, because I know that I have the support of the staff, and as most importantly, the support of the players. And together we've taken ownership in this moment, and I think that kind of lends you to have a sense of calm and a strong sense of belief that we can be successful.
Gaffer, talk to me about how you inspire these guys. I know you personally. We work together. An assistant manager is a little bit different than a head coach. Now you're responsible for rallying this group. What does that team talk look like?
Yeah, so for us, we've all been together here for 4.5 years, working every day and working every camp and every tournament to make this something special and for our identity. So for me, it's not necessarily about motivating them. It's about giving them these constant reminders of how much that they've put in themselves and what type of opportunity this is to go win a second Nations League trophy. This is only the second time it can be done. And so why not win a second one? And when we're talking with players that way, that's for me what gets them motivated, is about the unique opportunity that they have to prove to the whole stage, their ability to express themselves. And so I just want to make sure that we create an environment that supports that, but at the same time has prepared them to have their best showing.
In particular, you will be in the history books because a player that the U.S. fans have wanted for a while has just decided to join the U.S. in Ballaghan, and you're going to be on the touchline when he could potentially make his debut. What have you seen so far in training from him? How big of a difference, especially someone whose career has given him the opportunity to look at so much tape and watch players on and off? What have you seen from Ballaghan so far?
Yeah, so I can tell you, Balo, first of all, his humility and his open-mindedness to just sort of embrace everything that was thrown at him coming into this environment it's beyond his years, and we couldn't be more happy with how he's integrated. And and as a group, I think it's an unbelievable testament of how our group put our arms right around this guy. So for us off the field, that has been one of the most important pieces of this 10-day camp. And I say that not to be cliche about brotherhood, but players, when they're comfortable, perform better. And so what we can expect from him on the field is what everyone has seen this season from him that's given him a career year. He's a player that has a lot of tools, not only just scoring goals, but his ability to come down and link up play, his ability to run behind the back line. So he's going to be able to be a multi-threat sort of number 9. And it's our responsibility again to integrate him and use him and adapt to him as quickly as we can.
BJ, sometimes the U.S. men's national team, funny enough, it seems like a club at this point because there's so many cultures and backgrounds. We're a multicultural country, obviously, and it was going to get to the point where it was like this. How's it been for you managing all these guys that are coming from different places in the world and different background, maybe even speak different languages at home? Is it a challenge or is it something else, something fun for you?
For us, we one of our anchors is diverse, and we embrace it. And we want to be diverse in the way that we play, but we embrace the diversity that we have in our team. And you're right, it's interesting when you watch, warm up and everybody's speaking different languages and trying to connect with each other. Like that for me is like a great icebreaker, and it's a great way to bond in a real like human level. And I think when we're able to really connect all of these guys and appreciate everyone's background from where they are, it can only make, when we're faced with challenges, it can only make us more unbreakable and more determined to fight for one another on the field and off the field.
BJ, I'm curious. You always were very sharp and really in depth when it came to scouting and the pre-match video that we do with the Union. And now with the U.S. men's national team, you carried that over. You could pick out tactics easy. This Mexican national team is going to be playing quite differently than they did in the 2021 Nations League. What are you expecting from them, and how do you adjust in game? Because we're starting to see coaches make those adjustments before halftime. When would you start to start moving things around?
Yeah, so I think a great sort of data point for us was the April match. And so we were able to obviously, analyze what Mexico was able to do. But even within that match, we made 3 adjustments. So what can we expect from Mexico is we can expect them to have multiple game plans, and we need to be ready to make those adjustments. And I think that's what's been important about this 10-day training camp is we've been able to do that high-level preparation, continue just as we've always done in terms of being super detailed and providing them a lot of, what I would say, a lot of good preparation. But at the same time, not just being stuck in one mindset. Our guys understand that we're going to have to make adjustments and we're going to have to adapt to the flow of the game. This is a semifinal match, and the best way to describe it is like you have to expect the unexpected. And when you expect that, you can become a bit more responsive and not so reactive. And that's what we're really trying to prepare for is, having a lot of different solutions and having the players understand that, we're going to have to do some different things to win a semifinal match.
Do you expect them to sit back and counter?
I mean, I don't think we're expecting them to like sit back and like low block bunker.
Right.
No, I think when you come into a semifinal match with the rivalry of Mexico and the United States, there's going to be a high level of intensity to start. And, for us, that's what we have to be prepared for.